Hello students, today we are going to solve some physics problems which are going to be useful for NEET, CET and other competitive exams. So this is question number 1. A stationary electric charge produces only one electric field. Second, only magnetic field. Third, both electric field and magnetic field. Fourth, neither electric nor magnetic field. So this is a very simple question. So it is given that stationary electric charge, that means if our charge is at rest, that means it is not moving. That means you can see over here in the question it is given that our charge is stationary. So if our charge is stationary, that means if our charge is not moving, that means if its velocity is 0, if our charge is not moving, if its velocity is 0, then what it can produce? It can produce only electric field. So you can see for a positive charge the electric field will be outward. So that means if we are having a stationary charge, it can produce only electric field, it cannot produce magnetic field. So if charge is stationary, you can see it is producing electric field which is outward. So therefore charges which are not moving, that means which is at rest, they just produce electric field. But if charges are at moving, then along with electric field it can also produce magnetic field. So stationary electric charge produces what? Only electric field. So this is the answer of the question number 1. So that means our stationary electric charge can produce in the surrounding region, that is only electric field it can produce, it cannot produce magnetic field. Now this is question number 2. An electric field can deflect X-ray, neutrons, alpha particle, gamma ray. So this is also a very simple question. Electric field can deflect which particle? Now see students, how to create the electric field. You can have two plates over here. So suppose we are taking this plate number 1 and this is a plate number 2. So if you are kept two plates facing each other and it is connected to a battery over here, suppose it is connected to a battery over here and we connect wire over here and we are connecting this to a battery. So you can see over here, now it is connected to a battery over here. So I am connecting this to a battery. So these are the connecting wires and it is connected to a battery. So now you can see, now one plate is given the positive charge and the other plate is given negative charge. So here I have connected the battery over here and the one plate it is given the positive charge. So let us give one positive charge to one plate and the other plate we are giving negative charge. So you will see that there is an electric field and the electric field will be from positive charge to what? Positively charged plate to negatively charged plate. So there will be electric field from positively charged plate to negatively charged plate. So there will be, both these plates will be carrying charge. That is, one of the plate will be carrying positive charge and the other plate will be carrying the negative charge, and therefore the two plates are oppositely charged and therefore we are having the electric field from positive charge to negative charge. So you can see these are the two plates and here the electric field is maintained. So both these plates will be charged, that is this plate will be having positive charge and this plate will be having negative charge. Both these charges will be facing each other and therefore we are getting the electric field from positively charged plate to negatively charged plate. All these X-ray, neutron and gamma rays, these are uncharged, only the alpha particle is charged. What do you mean by alpha particle? Alpha particle means what? It is having 2 proton and 2 neutron. That means alpha particle is nothing but helium nuclei, that is 2 proton and 2 neutron. So when this helium nuclei, when it is made to pass through this electric field, you can see now when I am making this alpha particle to pass through this electric field, then what is going to happen? You can see over here, when this alpha particle is made to pass, then what is going to happen? This alpha particle will be deviated towards the negatively charged plate. So you will see that these are the plus plus and these are the neutrons. So it will get deviated, it will be getting deviated towards the negatively charged plate and therefore it will be deflected. So I can say that this alpha particle will get deflected in the electric field. So electric field can deflect only this alpha particle because it is having charged. Now let us move to next question, that is question number 3. Two charge at distance d apart in air Coulomb force between them is F. If a dielectric material of dielectric constant K is kept between them, the Coulomb force now becomes. So this is very simple question as it is given over here. Two charges at distance d apart in air, Coulomb force between them is F. So it is based on electrostatics. We are having two charges and you will find that there are two charges. You can see over here there are two charges I have kept and they are kept at a distance d apart in air. So you can see that they are kept at a distance d apart in air. So you can see now the distance between two charges is d and it is kept in air. So when these two charges are kept in air, so you will find that force between them is F. So you can find this positive charge will repel this positive charge and this positive charge will repel this positive charge. So there is force between them and this force is electrostatic force. And what is the formula for this electrostatic force? Already it is given in this electrostatics that the force formula between both these charges is 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2 over d square. So these are the two charges which are having. First charge is, let me say it is q1, the second charge is q2, distance is d between them. So this is the formula for force between these 2 point charges. It is given in the Coulomb's law that the force between 2 point charges is 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2 upon d square. Provided these charges are kept in air in vacuum, then we can use this formula. But if there is some medium between the charges, like we are replacing this air by some medium, then what is going to happen to this force? So suppose if you are replacing these two charges by some medium, like air is replaced by some medium, then what is going to happen for the force? So suppose these two charges are kept at the same distance d, and now here there is kept some medium. Let us say the medium, it is surrounded by some medium over here. This is some medium and these two charges are placed in some medium and it is having some dielectric constant, that is K. And what is going to be the force between them? Now naturally the force is going to get reduced. So you will find now the force between them will be different. Let me call it as F prime. So the force between these two charges will be F prime, because the dielectric constant will reduce the electric field and therefore the force is going to get reduced. So what will be the equation for the force? You can see now F prime is equal to 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2 over k into d square. So q1 is the first charge and naturally the q2 is the second charge. So let me write over here q1 is the first charge and q2 is the second charge. So the force, you can see it is reduced by the factor k. Now the question is asked, if dielectric material is placed between them, the Coulomb force now becomes. That means I want the equation for Coulomb force if dielectric medium is placed, and what the equation will look like. So let us compare both these equation, and you can see over here now I am comparing this F prime with F, and you will find that F prime is what? 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2 that is divided by k into d square, and that I have to divide by F, and you are looking over here that I am dividing by F, that is 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2, that is divided by d square. So this is the force in medium and this is the formula for the force in air. That means this is the force in dielectric and this is the force in air. So let me write over here, this is the force in medium and this is the force in air. So when we take the ratio that is F prime upon F, let me say in this medium and this air, then what the formula will look like. Suppose I take in the force in medium and I take this force in air, then what this formula will look like. You can see now this formula will look like, that is 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2 over k into d square multiply by, it will go inverse over there, it will be d square over 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 q1 into q2. So now there is some cancellation part you can see over here, and this d square also gets cancelled, this also gets cancelled, so only the factor k remains. So that means this formula, how it is looking like, that is f prime is equal to f air upon k. That means f, students, you can see what this formula will look like. That is f prime, that means that is a force in the medium, and that is equal to, you can see over here, that will be equal to force in air, that will be equal to force in air, and that divided by k. So this is the final answer which we are getting over here. So you can see this is the final answer, and this is the final answer of this question. So student, this is the final answer, that is force in the medium, that will be force in air divided by k. So this is the final answer of the question, that what will be the force in the medium, that is it will be reduced by k times in the air. So that is f upon k. So final answer is, that is student, that is question answer number 1, that is f by k. Now let us go to question number 4. The electric flux coming out of the equipotential surfaces. So suppose if you are taking the equipotential surface, what will be the electric flux, how the electric flux will look like. So suppose now we are having some electric potential surface of some charge. Let us take some charge like this is a point charge, isolated point charge. Then how the electric flux will look like. This electric flux will be outward. You can see the electric flux of the positive charge will be outward. Then what do you mean by equipotential surface? Equipotential surface means surface where the voltage is going to be same. So for a point charge, the equipotential surface is going to have a spherical symmetry. So you will go to plot the equipotential surface. So for a point charge, the equipotential surface will be spherical, it will be sphere over there. So you will find that the what happens to the equipotential surface, that will be spherical. So you will find this equipotential surface will be spherical over here. See, this is a surface which is having the same voltage, so it is a sphere. So on this sphere, at every point you will find that the voltage is going to be same. So if here the voltage is V at this point, so here also the voltage is V. So at every point, that is the voltage is going to be same. So such surface where at every point the voltage is going to be same, that point is called as the equipotential surface. Means at each point the voltage is going to remain same. So what is the relation between lines of force in the equipotential surface? Lines of force or electric flux and equipotential surface, what is the relation? They are perpendicular, that means they are at 90-degree angle. You can see always they will be at 90-degree angle. So equipotential surface and electric flux, they have some relation, that is they will be always perpendicular. So electric flux coming out of the equipotential surface is perpendicular to this surface. Now let us take one more example, like uniform electric field. Suppose this is a uniform electric field. So for uniform electric field, the lines of force is parallel. So you can see this is a uniform electric field where the lines of force is parallel. So this is uniform electric field where the lines of force is parallel. Now what about the equipotential surface? The surface which are having these same voltage. So this is a surface which will be having the same voltage. So this is surface number 1, and you can see this equipotential surface and these lines of force, they are what, that is perpendicular. So you can see the equipotential surface and the lines of force is what, that is perpendicular. So this is one equipotential surface. So I have drawn over here, this is one equipotential surface. That means on this surface everywhere the voltage is same. So relation between equipotential surface and lines of force, that will be perpendicular. So one more equipotential surface let us draw. So this is one more equipotential surface. So what is the relation between equipotential surface and the lines of force? That both of them are perpendicular. So equipotential surface means what? That is surface which is having a common potential. So surface which will be having a common potential, that is called equipotential surface. And the relation between this electric field, that is the lines of the force and the equipotential surface is what? That the electric flux and the equipotential surface will always be perpendicular. So that means electric flux which is coming out of the equipotential surface will always be perpendicular to the surface. So electric flux coming out of the equipotential surface is perpendicular to the surface. The answer number 1 this is. So I hope student it is clear to all of you. So if you are able to follow my videos, then please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you everybody.